American football is a violent sport. It requires players to play with reckless abandon and little regard for the safety of the human body. Those that can do that the best are handsomely rewarded with large contracts and huge fan bases. The league is known for handing out stiff penalties off of the field. Some NFL players do a lot of damage to their bank accounts by flagrantly violating league policies. This video will highlight some of the NFL players that broke the rules. Before we embark on this thrilling reveal, if you haven't yet subscribed to our channel, kindly click on the subscribe button so you can continue enjoying our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. Let's get it on. Number 1. Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins participated in Washington's practice following a public apology for a poor decision made during an ongoing pandemic in December of 2020. Haskins apologized for his decision to attend a private party without a mask, surrounded by fellow maskless partygoers, and it appears he was fined accordingly. NFL insiders reported that Haskins was fined $40,000, the largest known fine for a COVID-19 protocol violation, and more than half of the quarterback's weekly paycheck. Haskins was also stripped of his captainship, which he earned when he was voted a team captain during training camp. Number 2, Clinton Portis and Sean Taylor. Both from the University of Miami, former NFL players Clinton Portis and Sean Taylor found themselves as teammates on the Washington Redskins back in 2004, often spending lots of time around one another, presumably hanging out and talking about the good old days as Miami Hurricanes. One of them must have come up with an idea to wear red socks during a game, rather than the ones their teammates had on. Not a huge problem, right? Not so fast, as the league punished both players for doing it back-to-back weeks, costing them $10,000 apiece. Just when you thought they had learned their lesson, it happened again the following season for a socks and shoes combo that both guys donned, violating an NFL uniform policy that seems to be way too harsh. Number 3, Brian Urlacher. During his 13-year NFL career, there were a few people who would dare challenge former Chicago Bears All-Pro linebacker Brian Urlacher. As one of the most agile and physically imposing backers in the league during his generation, Urlacher was known to crush any opponent who challenged him. Unfortunately, the 8-time Pro Bowler couldn't escape the long arm of the NFL. While at his station during Super Bowl Media Week in 2006, Urlacher was seen donning a vitamin water hat, which wasn't a sponsor of the league, therefore causing a major slap on the wrist. How much? The former Bear had to drop a ridiculous $100,000 for wearing it, making that one expensive snapback. Number 4, Dion Jordan. The most fined NFL player in history is Las Vegas Raiders defense end Dion Jordan, who has lost nearly $7 million to league fines. The Miami Dolphins selected the defensive end out of Oregon as the 3rd overall pick of the 2013 NFL Draft. Jordan played 2 seasons for Miami before the Dolphins cut him. In 2017, he returned to the league and played 5 games for Seattle. In 2013, Jordan received his first fine to the tune of just under $8,000. Why? He received an excessive face mask call. The rest of his punishments have been drug-related. Jordan has earned the following fines. July 2014, $551,000, 2-game suspension for substance abuse. September 2014, $1.1 million, 4-game suspensions for substance abuse. April 2015, $5.2 million, season-long suspension for performance-enhancing drugs. Seems this guy's a total wreck, and he's only 31 years old. Number 5, Josh Gordon. When healthy and actually on the field, Josh Gordon has been one of the most talented wide receivers in the NFL over the past decade. But his continued issues with substance abuse have cost him years of his career and millions upon millions of dollars, as he's been suspended by the league on numerous occasions. Drafted by the Cleveland Browns in 2012, Jordan has also spent time with the New England Patriots and Seattle Seahawks, but has played 16 games once in his career, which occurred in his rookie season. Josh Gordon's experiences with substance abuse began all the way back in middle school, as he once told GQ, and they continued into high school and college. As a sophomore at Baylor, he was suspended after being charged with misdemeanor marijuana possession after he and teammate Willie Jefferson were found asleep in a car at 2 a.m. in the drive-through lane of a Taco Bell. Ahead of his junior season, Gordon was suspended indefinitely after failing a drug test and transferred to the University of Utah, where he began experimenting with cocaine. He failed another drug test and returned to his hometown of Houston and sold drugs to support his family before being taken by the Cleveland Browns in the second round of the 2012 NFL Supplemental Draft. Since joining the NFL, Josh Gordon has been suspended 5 times by the NFL and has also missed plenty of games for other reasons. Number 6, Alvin Kamara. As expected, Saints running back Alvin Kamara made an involuntary contribution to the NFL's version of the Human Fund. According to NFL media, the governing body fined Kamara $5,000 for wearing non-conforming cleats during the Christmas Day game against the Vikings. While wearing those shoes, Kamara became the first player to score 6 touchdowns in a game since the Bears running back Gale Sayers in 1965. And so, the Hall of Fame surely will want to display those cleats. Kamara, frankly, should decline to loan them to the museum in Canton unless and until the fine is rescinded. Alternatively, he should charge the Hall of Fame $5,000 for the privilege of using them. The league allowed Kamara to wear the cleats for the full game because they did not present a safety or branding issue. It's still difficult, if not impossible, to reconcile that approach with the decision in 2019 to compel Browns receivers Odell Beckham Jr. and Jarvis Landry to change their non-conforming shoes at halftime of a game. Number 7, Odell Beckham Jr. The Cleveland Browns receiver was forced to pay $14,037 for violating the league's uniform and equipment rules in the Week 6 game against the Seattle Seahawks on October 13, 2019. His pants failed to cover the knee area. Although he did wear high socks during the game, it was the second time Beckham had been fined this amount in 2019, with the first fine coming due to an unsportsmanlike conduct against Baltimore Ravens cornerback Marlon Humphrey in Week 4. This also wasn't the first quarrel between Beckham and the NFL over his wardrobe. The 3-time Pro Bowler was warned for violating a league rule in Week 1 when he wore a Richard Mille watch during the game. Though he wasn't fined, he was told not to wear hard objects on the field again. Number 8, Antonio Brown. The NFL suspended wide receiver Antonio Brown in July 2020 for 8 regular season games for his role in a January dispute with a moving company employee, for which he pleaded no contest to burglary and battery charges and received 2 years probation. Brown was also penalized for sending threatening texts to a woman who accused him of sexual misconduct. The suspension was first reported by the Washington Post and was confirmed in a statement by the league. Brown still faces an investigation into accusations that he sexually assaulted his former trainer in 2017 and 2018. The lawsuit, filed in federal court in South Florida, where Brown has a home, remains open, and the receiver could still face additional penalties pending its outcome. He has denied the accusations of sexual assault. Under the terms of the NFL suspension, Brown was required to participate in a counseling and treatment program. Brown was also considered one of the league's most prolific and popular players, known for his penalty-inducing touchdown celebrations and a season on the reality TV competition Dancing with the Stars. But his career had been in a tailspin since he walked out on the Steelers in 2018. Pittsburgh traded him to the Raiders for 2 draft picks in March 2019, but Oakland released him that September, after a tumultuous training camp. The New York Patriots picked him up, but after Brown lashed out against another woman who, in a Sports Illustrated story, accused him of a separate incident of sexual misconduct, the Patriots let him go. Brown competed in 1 game with the Patriots, scoring a touchdown. Number 9, Tom Brady. In the AFC Conference title game between the New England Patriots and Baltimore Ravens, the Ravens came out victorious in their quest for Super Bowl 47. Although the Patriots officially entered their offseason, there remained one piece of controversy from the loss to the Ravens. In the second quarter, the Patriots offense was marching downfield for a score right before halftime. On a play deep in Baltimore territory, Tom Brady was forced out of the pocket by oncoming pressure from his right. Running left, he decided to tuck it and grab what yards he could get with his legs. Indeed, something we don't always expect Brady to do. After gaining about 3 yards, incoming safety Ed Reed forced the veteran quarterback into a slide to protect himself. However, the debate started when Tom Brady flipped his leg higher in the air than a quarterback would normally do during a protection slide. He nearly injured the other veteran in the process, as Reed jumped to avoid the metal cleat. After reviewing the case, the NFL fined Brady $10,000 for unnecessary roughness. Number 10, Tyreek Hill. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill 57-yard touchdown against the Denver Broncos in Week 7 in the 2019 season came with a price. The NFL levied a fine of $10,527 on Hill for unsportsmanlike conduct. Hill flashed the peace sign before crossing the goal line for the touchdown, which the NFL views as taunting. The specific play occurred at the 4:30 mark of the third quarter, with the Chiefs facing a 1st and 10 at their own 43-yard line. That marked the second time in as many seasons that Hill has heard from the league for putting up the peace sign en route to the touchdown. He was previously fined for making the gesture in Week 11's game against the Los Angeles Rams in 2018. And there we go. Did you enjoy our video? Which rules do you suggest the NFL should add, change, or remove? Well, if you enjoyed our video, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more of our amazing content. Please give us a like, share the video. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell for timely updates of our latest uploads. We value your feedback. Feel free to share your thoughts with us in the comments section below.